It's chilly outside, so I'm going to start making my videos in my room. Um, but I just want to talk about why I think a lot of people are unhappy with themselves and honestly unhappy with their lives. And I think it's because people aren't truly being their authentic self and showing up as their authentic self. You know, this whole year has been a roller coaster, you know. We're on this roller coaster, kind of like dying every day, like old habits, you know, old parts of you dying every day for you to be, you know, broken free, for you to rise again like a phoenix. And, you know, I had to face criticism and face rumors and face gossip and face wrong things about what people were saying about me, even knowing that's not my character. And my biggest thing is me being a good person and people thinking I'm not, or people spreading lies on me. I think that was my biggest thing that I had to come to terms with. But you know, it's almost the end of the year, and I look back on myself. You know, I turned 25 this year. I look back on the 25 years of my life, and I think the reason why a lot of blockages happened was because I was afraid to be myself. You know, maybe I was myself one time and I was judged for that, or criticized for that, or it wasn't received the way I wanted it to. So I just pretended to be someone that I'm not. And that only does a disservice to yourself. You know, I'm very big on being fair and being honest. I'm a rising Libra. Literally, it's in my nature to be fair. But it's like I'm being fair to everyone else around me and doing what this person wants, or my parents want, or my friends want, or my family, you know, doing what everyone else wants, but not necessarily doing what I want. And like, is that really fair to yourself? You know, to do what everyone wants of you, but not to do what you actually want, or even have the strength or the courage to do what you actually want. They say the opposite of love is hate, but I think the opposite of love is fear. And I think when you are living in fear, you're not living in your heart. And I think life becomes magic and you start seeing the good things in life when you live from that heart and when you have that heart chakra open. And I think a lot of things that stopped me in my past and, you know, was caring about how people perceive me and, you know, always wanting to fit in because I never felt like I did. And it's just like I feel like, well, maybe like if I act a certain way, like I'll be accepted. And obviously it worked. It's just like, you know, I used to work in the clubs. I used to be in the nightlife, like really in the nightlife. So to break out of that and to come back to who I was, you know, I always was spiritual. I had my Kundalini awakening at 15. You know, this was always my path. But I was so afraid of it. I was 15 at the time, you know, having spiritual gifts, you know, seeing auras, having all these things. You're 15, you're scared, you just want to be a normal kid. So I was scared of myself. You know, I was honestly scared of myself, scared of my abilities. So I did whatever it takes and tried to run away from myself. But by doing that, I got into some really like bad situations, you know, that took me a long time to heal from. But you know, I used to work in nightlife and be around those people and I was accepted for the most part. But I still feel like I couldn't quite be myself. It's kind of like you do whatever it takes to be accepted, but then you get in and you don't feel any different. You thought that you would feel like one of them, or you know, a weight on your shoulder would be taken off, but you still feel the exact same way, if not even worse, because it's like you feel like you have to constantly wear a mask around these people. And I think when I started being myself and telling people, hey, I could read auras, and hey, like, I'm very spiritual and very connected to the realm, and hey, I literally talk to God, you know, stuff like that. Like, I know some people might perceive it, and everyone has their opinion, but I'm being myself, and that's all that matters. You know, love and authenticity are the highest frequencies in this world, and if you're vibing on that, you're going to see like life is just going to feel like a dream. It's not perfect, but you're going to start to see things working out for you. You're going to start to see doors opening and the wrong doors closing. And actually, the wrong door is kicking you out. Sometimes you're going to be dragged out of rooms and you're just like, why am I being dragged out of this room? But it's like you just don't belong in there. You don't belong in that room. And when you start being yourself, it's like you're just naturally being pulled. You're being naturally aligned because every day you just choose to do you. You choose to live by your soul, and that's honestly all you can do. I always say that God rewards, authenticity and bravery. The universe rewards authenticity and bravery. And it's truly brave, to show up in a world that judges you for honestly every little thing, to just be yourself, you know. And I think being yourself inspires so many people. I was able to leave, nightlife and be around, the type of people in that crowd, leave those type of people and be myself. It's not even being someone that I'm not, it's being myself. I was being someone I'm not in the nightlife, or being someone that I thought I was, or being someone that I thought I should be. And a lot of times we are being people that we think we should be instead of being people that, we really are, being who we truly are. And it took a lot of pain, to be honest, experienced a lot of pain in nightlife and a lot of abuse. You wouldn't expect that, but I have. A lot of betrayal, a lot of hurt, a lot of stuff. But it brought me back to who I am. It brought me back to the right path. But I always say it takes you straying a couple times. It takes you straying away from the path a couple times to know that, it's not right for you. You got to take those detours in life sometimes to understand that, man, I was on the right road. But you got to take those detours to know that, like, I did try that and I did try that. And maybe it did delay my destination, but I don't have to question, what if I went that way, or what if I went this way? Because I did, and it wasn't the right way. But sometimes we have to, like, see that, sometimes we have to see it and experience certain things. It's one thing for someone to tell you something, but it's honestly another to actually experience it. And I think that's the thing about life, is that we have to experience things for ourselves. So we have to experience the losing ourselves. We have to experience the trying to fit in and being with the wrong people, being in the wrong relationships, having the wrong friends. We have to experience that stuff. We have to experience putting on those masks. We have to. It's part of life. But you got to take that mask off, because sometimes when you don't take that mask off, it gets glued to your face, and you wear it so long that you kind of become that person. Even, deep down to your core, you're not that person. But sometimes you wear that mask so long that you just, it's like clockwork. You just become that person. It's like it's routine. It's a habitual. It's becomes you, and deep down inside that's not you. But why take this mask off? And I've already made the friends. I'm already in the social groups. I already have the family. I already have the job. Why would I take the mask off now? But I'd rather take that mask off, even though I wore it for 30 years, and instead of wearing it for 30 more years. It's never too late to change, and it's never too late to find yourself, and it's never too late to be happy, no matter how old you are. And I think people need to realize that it's never too late to choose happiness. It's never too late to heal. It's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late. And don't think just because you're in this job or in this relationship or in this commitment that you just can't leave and quit. Like, definitely give a heads up, and, if it's a job, give your 2 weeks, or, whatever the situation is. But I think the most important thing in life is you being true to yourself, because you have one life to live, reincarnation or not. There's only going to be any dough in this life. Next life I might be a man, I might be another race. Who knows? But it's Ido's done. After this life, my soul goes on, but me, it's one life. So you got to really think about it like this. Like, you got to live like you're already dead. And I think people have to live life like that. Like, live like you're already gone. Like, live like there's no tomorrow. The cliches, there's so much truth in these cliches. So much truth. Because I don't want to be 30 years from now and me looking back and be like, damn, like, I wish I was myself earlier. I wish that I let people know I could read auras, and that I could talk to God, and that I'm guided divinely, that I'm guided by spirit, and it's like, it's none of their business, but it's a part of me. And it's like, it's one thing for me to hide a part of me, and it's another thing for me to embrace that. I'm not going to hide any part of me, and all I'm going to do is embrace part of me, and I'm going to embrace myself loud on my social media, in front of friends, in front of strangers, and online, in front of everyone, because it's who I am. And I think a lot of people are afraid to be who they are. But when you're afraid to be who you are, you tend to be unhappy. When you don't go after what you want, you tend to be unhappy. And I know life is not that black and white, and I know there are obstacles, obviously. But I think if you put your mind to something, you can do anything you want to do. You know, there's blockages and obstacles and, you know, difficulties that we all have to face in life. That's life. You know, I always say, like, life is fair because it's unfair to all of us. And, you know, it's different levels and it's different degrees, but we all have our own battles. But just because you have your own battle doesn't mean you give up, because you have battles, but you got to beat that war. You got to finish it. You got to finish it and see it through. You can't just give up on one battle. You can't give up on yourself. And I'm really learning that every day. When I pick me, life picks me. You know, when I pick me, other people pick me. But it starts from me picking me and showing up as myself. So, you know, you just got to pick you. And when you do, the right doors are going to open. The right people are going to come to you because you're being true to yourself and you're being true to your soul. And when you live authentically, I'm telling you, doors are just going to open. Life is going to move so differently, and you're going to have so much peace and a weight off your shoulder. And I'm not saying life is just going to magically get better. I'm not saying that. But you're going to feel better. And when you feel better on the inside, it honestly starts to reflect your outside. So just stay true to yourself. And, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. But I think every day, do something that's true to you. Maybe post something that's true to you. Speak your mind more. Do something every day to just become 100% authentically you. And when you do that, you're going to find so much comfort in it that you not being yourself repulses you. You not being yourself makes you sick. You not standing in your truth makes you fall. So that's why I wanted to, you know, leave and give you guys, you know, always be you, because who else would you be if not yourself? You all take care and have a good night.